But you're a bit lonely.
Well, I am, yeah, but I've got to put that on one side. I've got the money, I can go out and buy what I want, and that's it. Who's bothered about anybody else? I'm not.
It's no secret that being a lottery winner opens doors to a world of endless possibilities.
I won.
But what about the first purchases of the fortunate winners in the past? In this video, we'll delve into the fascinating world of lottery winners' most major first purchases.
Wow.
And explore what they reveal about the human psyche and our deepest desires.
Money, please!
Here are the 15 most unique and exciting biggest first purchases of lucky lottery winners that would make you drool. Stick until the end of the video to learn about the most mind-blowing purchases ever made by a lottery winner. Without further ado, let's dive in.
And here we go.
Number 15. Purchase a water park. Get this. After winning a massive jackpot of $319 million in the Mega Millions in 2011, John Couttet and his wife Linda decided to do something incredibly selfless with their fortune. They donated a chunk of it towards building a water park, Spray Park, in honor of their beloved parents, Edmund Ostrowski and the late Gertrude Ostrowski, and Joseph and Mercedes Couttet. These down-to-earth souls forked over a generous $200,000 to construct the oasis in Green Island, New York. John Couttet was one of the 7 employees at the New York State Homes and Community Renewal who won a $319 million Mega Millions jackpot, and his share was $28.7 million. The Coutets came to the Village Hall after winning the drawing to ask how they could help their hometown, leading to the installation of the spray pool. The Coutets live in Florida, but visited their hometown to partake in the Spray Park's dedication ceremony, leaving behind a refreshing and welcoming addition to the local community. And the best part? Taxpayers didn't have to spend a dime on the exciting new attraction. They made Green Island a lot cooler. That's what we call a heartwarming act of kindness that truly made a splash in their community.
We couldn't be happier, rain and all. As long as we don't get struck by lightning today, we're happy.
Number 14. World Tour. In 2014, Nigel Willits, a then 49-year-old pub owner, accidentally bought lottery tickets worth $20 and ended up winning big. The lucky winner said he was scared to give the winning ticket to the cashier and even made his sister double-check it.
Double check.
However, after confirming his win, he celebrated with a lock-in at his pub with his regulars. Nigel invested a minor amount in lottery tickets, and against all odds of 13 million to 1, he won around a staggering $1.25 million. With his grand fortune, he treated himself to extravagant holidays at stunning destinations like Mexico, Venice, and Dubai for around 62 grand. He purchased an elegant Range Rover Sport priced at $120,000 and a new home worth approximately $467,000. He even ventured into the property market and invested some $250 grand in 3 new residential properties. After paying off his mortgage, he treated 13 family members to a trip to Florida. He also invested in a trampoline center called Go Air and planned to expand his business across Europe. It really does change your life, Nigel said. The week before winning, he met Karen, his fiancée, whom he informed about his victory over the phone. Nigel later proposed to Karen in Venice, and they plan to get married the next year and go on a honeymoon in Seychelles. Number 13. Cruise to the Mediterranean. Meet Paul Hardware, a then 51-year-old chef from Cardiff who was facing redundancy when he won nearly $6.2 million in the lottery on the 18th of August 2007. Paul and his wife, Denise, had been playing for 14 years with no real luck, just a couple of tenors here and there. But when Paul got the news about his job, the couple decided to add an extra line of lucky dip numbers to their ticket. Lo and behold, they won big. Paul and Denise were so afraid of losing the winning numbers that they kept checking teletext over and over again until they finally got to confirm the news that they had won over $6.1 million. The couple quit their jobs and went on a dream cruise to the Mediterranean to let the news sink in. When they returned home, they paid off their mortgage and bought their dream home in Somerset. They also bought a second-hand car to replace their son Matthew's old beater. and even paid for his degree at Oxford Brookes University. With their newfound wealth, Paul and Denise have been able to set up savings accounts for their 3 grandchildren and buy properties for their family members. Life has certainly changed since their remarkable win, but they're grateful for the opportunity to spoil and be able to help those that they love. Number 12, brand new kitchen. Matthew Evans from Barrie, a former postman, was in for a huge surprise when he discovered he won $3.2 million in the lottery in July 2015. Despite having the winning ticket for 3 whole days, he only found out about his prize after he went to buy another ticket for the following week, and the person at the counter informed him that he could not claim his prize money there and then. Upon hearing this, he realized he must have won a significant amount.
I won.
And rushed home to check his ticket with his parents. Sure enough, he had matching numbers, and his dad then secured the ticket away in a safe for safekeeping. The next day, he went for breakfast with his friends and told them the news. Who couldn't believe him?
You serious?
Matthew subsequently took a career break while he decided how to use the money. He purchased a new kitchen for his sister Michelle, who had 8 children, and a car for his dad. He went to the U.S. to catch an NFL game, Cyprus to watch Wales play football, and planned to attend the Wimbledon final with his mother and the Monaco Grand Prix with his father. Dreaming big, Matthew even said it was a worry that he would run out of ideas on what to do with the money. Number 11, family trust. Louise White, an 81-year-old from Newport, Rhode Island, became a multi-millionaire after winning $336.4 million in the Powerball lottery, making it the 3rd largest win in the game's history. White spoke briefly at the news conference announcing her win, thanking her lucky stars that her family will be well looked after.
And this will make my family very happy. We are truly blessed. Thank you.
She chose to take the lump sum payment of $210 million rather than the 30 annuity payments spread over 29 years. I want to say that I'm very happy and I'm very proud. This will make my family very happy, she said. We are truly blessed. Thank you. She intended to donate her winnings to the Rainbow Sherbet Trust, named after the dessert she purchased the previous month at Stop & Shop while buying the lottery ticket. White's family stored the winning ticket in her Bible until they were able to deposit it in a safe at the bank. The family kept checking and rechecking the numbers before fully accepting their good fortune. Number 10, endless shopping spree.
What about friends? Have you got any friends?
Well, I have 1 or 2, but I talk to and go about with, and that's how we leave it. We don't make a habit of, being friends. You know what I mean? Real friends, staying in and going off everywhere and doing everything together.
Let us tell you the tale of Vivian Nicholson, a lucky woman who struck gold back in 1961 by winning £152,300 in the British football pools. That's like winning a hefty $3.6 million in today's currency. So, how did she spend her newly acquired fortune? Vivian famously vowed to spend, spend, spend.
I've got to put that on one side. I've got the money. I can go out and buy what I want, and that's it. Who's bothered about anybody else? I'm not.
She threw money on beautiful dresses, hand-picked from Harrods, bought several fancy cars that could make any James Bond villain drool with envy, and jet-set it across the United States and Europe. Fast forward to 2007, she was living on a meager $109 a week and looking for a job at the ripe old age of 71. But don't let her financial woes fool you. Viv still loves her spiffing clothes and splurges on $90 bottles of perfume after her daily 2 baths.
Wow!
Despite her struggles, Viv remains a symbol of the consumer culture that exploded in the 60s and has now reached almost every corner of British society. She's had her fair share of ups and downs since her win, including widowhood, multiple marriages, a religious conversion, and even a stroke. But despite it all, she managed to keep her sense of humor and reinvents herself time and time again. With a successful West End musical based on her life, Viv would pass on her wisdom to the next generation of lottery winners. With her keen eye for fashion and her love for the finer things in life, Viv has plenty of tips for how to spend those millions. Fast forward to 2016, her closet was still bursting at the seams with high-end couture, but her wallet felt a bit light. Oh, how the tables have turned. Number 9, second-hand Jaguar.
I don't think it's actually sunken.
No.
It really hasn't. Please believe me, we are definitely going to be spending money.
Yeah.
as soon as we're finished here, I'm going to check to see if there's any money in it. I'm going to enjoy every minute of it.
It was an unforgettable start to the year for Francis and Patrick Connolly when they won a bulky $143 million on New Year's Day in 2019. Patrick bought a lucky dip online, and it turned out to be the jackpot winner. The Northern Irish grandparents hardly knew how to react when they discovered their incredible windfall. They had a cup of tea and went to bed before waking up the next morning to verify the win with Camelot.
Let us ride to Camelot!
They still couldn't believe it.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
In a press conference, they talked about how it hasn't really sunk in, even though Patrick checked the numbers on multiple websites. Frances expressed she wanted a second-hand car, preferably a Jaguar, while Patrick planned to spoil his wife with gifts. They also fancied a holiday to Mauritius, some trips to watch rugby matches, and an F1 Grand Prix. Their generosity, however, might be the most extraordinary thing of all. They spoke about wanting to use their novel wealth to assist their loved ones. What a way to start the year. Number 8, luxury flat.
My mum and dad live in Portugal, so we're going to buy a house over there. And we're going to get married next June. And Dave's already bought me an engagement ring, but now he's going to be buying a better one.
Ave Dawes and Angela Dawes are a lucky couple from Wisbech, Cambridgeshire, who hit the Euro Millions jackpot in October 2011. It was only their third time playing the lottery, and boy did it pay off. Dave, a shift supervisor for Premier Foods, and Angela, a volunteer for the British Heart Foundation, won an astonishing amount of money. This will come as a shocker. After sharing the wealth with their loved ones by giving $1.25 million each to around 20 close friends and relatives, they decided to treat themselves to a life of luxury. They first bought an exquisite flat in West London, only a short walk from Chelsea's Stamford Bridge ground. However, after a few years, they decided to sell it for $5.6 million and moved on to an even more luxurious 6-bedroom Grade 2 listed manor house in Etchingham, East Sussex, that Tom Jones and Engelbert Humperdinck once owned. The sprawling manor house cost them a tremendous $4.9 million. The Dawes didn't let their fortune go to waste. They also set up a charity, got married, and treated themselves to some well-deserved sumptuous items, including a Rolls-Royce, exotic holidays, and designer clothes. However, not everyone was happy for the happy couple. In fact, Dave's son, Michael, sued him for support, but to no avail. Despite the ups and downs, the Dawes are living their best lives and enjoying every moment of their splendid fortune. Number 7, expensive cars. In 2018, 51-year-old Andrew Clark, a self-employed builder from Boston, Lincolnshire, started looking for a mansion when he found out he was the owner of Britain's biggest ever unclaimed lottery ticket, making him an overnight millionaire. How did he discover his win? It all started with a habit of stockpiling tickets in his van. Andrew had accumulated a bundle of tickets, which he tucked away in the visor of his Pew Goat Expert. Little did he know, the bundle was worth a ginormous $95 million.
Damn!
But it was his partner's niece who kept reminding him to check his tickets, and he finally gave in. As he went through the tickets methodically, from the oldest to the most recent, he had realized he had won big. His initial reaction was to call his partner and tell her to start looking for a mansion. Andrew and his partner started spending their fortune immediately. They bought a new home with 2 cars, a Mercedes C63 AMG and a Nissan Qashqai. They also plan to use their wealth to help out their loved ones. It just goes to show that you never know what treasures might be lurking in your van. Number 6. Back Scratcher. Check out this heartwarming story about a couple from Cumbria who won an astounding $4.5 million on the Euro Millions lottery in July last year. Lee and Helen Kaczynski's first purchase as millionaires was a back scratcher worth $21. Can you believe it?
Yeah, wow.
They also bought a new house and car to celebrate their good fortune. The couple, who have been married for 24 years, have rented all their lives and never thought they would become homeowners. Lee, a lorry driver, was on the job when he received a call from his wife Helen informing him of their big win. Number 5. Used Volvo estate. Joe and Jess Thwaite, Britain's biggest lottery winners, made their first big purchase in June last year. They got a used Volvo estate. Despite winning a sizable $230 million in the Euro Millions, the couple opted for an understated gray V60, spending a relatively modest $47,000. Joe, 49, and Jess, 44, are often spotted arriving in the car at their front gate of their $810,000 Grade 2 listed home. Despite their windfall, neighbors are unsurprised that the pair have been so restrained with their money. They describe Joe and Jess as down-to-earth people who have worked hard their whole lives. Instead of living the rich, comfy life, the couple pressed ahead with their original plan to do up their house and ensure everything was sorted as they originally planned. The fact that they've not blown it all on sports cars or booze shows how humble they are. Number 4. 5-bedroom eco mansion. Picture this, a self-proclaimed white van man living in a modest 3-bedroom home near Cirencester suddenly became filthy rich overnight. Nigel Page, 43, was the luckiest winner of a humongous $69 million jackpot in February 2010. With his ample wealth, he wasted no time marrying his girlfriend Justine and moving into a gorgeous 5-bedroom eco mansion in the lush Cotswolds. That's not all. Nigel also generously gave their old home to their loyal cleaner. Fast forward to 2016, the couple spent a substantial $7.5 million on a Grade 2 listed 8-bedroom Cotswolds mansion to undergo a serious renovation. However, not every aspect of Nigel's life became a fairy tale overnight. He reportedly paid his ex-wife, Wendy, a cumbersome $2.5 million after she made a legal claim for a portion of his fortune. The two had separated a decade prior to his monumental win. Now, before we get into our top 3, imagine what your life would be like if you had an extra $1,000 every day. Would it change your life? Yes. Would it change your family's life?
Are you kidding me?
To be very clear, this is 100% possible and honestly, not hard to do.
How?
If you want to learn how you can do this, click the link in the description, where you will immediately learn about the simple 3-step method that is helping people make thousands of dollars per month from the comfort of their own home. You can do it too. Click the link in the description now. Okay, let's move on with number 3, 90 acres of land. It was the news that changed their lives forever.
Here we go.
Gillian Bayford, a kind-hearted children's nurse, and her husband, Adrian, a seller of records, scooped an enormous fortune of $184 million in August 2012. They plan to spend their money on deluxe holidays and fancy cars. It was a dream come true. But as much as it hurts to say it, fairy tales don't always have happy endings. Just 15 months after their superb win, Gillian and Adrian split up. However, despite going their separate ways, they remained on good terms, determined to make the most of their fabulous fortunes. Adrian moved into a giant Georgian mansion with a gigantic 90 acres of land. Impressive, right? With the vast space at his disposal, he even organized the Cambridge Rock Festival on the grounds to save it from being canceled. Now that's a jaw-dropping flex. As for love, Adrian found it again in the form of stable girl Sam Burbridge. After just 2 weeks, he whisked her away to the Maldives for a romantic getaway where he popped the question. Sadly, their engagement didn't last, and they split up 3 years later. On the other hand, Gillian found love with a car salesman named Alan Warnock. Number 2, mansion with 400 acres of land.
What?
Neil Trotter, a car mechanic and racing driver from Coulston, had always dreamed of hitting the jackpot. He thought he heard every Only Fools and Horses joke, but Neil couldn't believe his luck when he won the Euro Millions jackpot worth $135 million in 2014. As he celebrated with his family and friends, he joked, "Being Trotters, we were always going to be millionaires one day." Neil had no idea his life would change forever when he told his father's office staff that this time tomorrow he would be a millionaire. Little did he know, his lucky stars had already aligned themselves, and he had become the 4th biggest lottery winner in the country within hours of uttering those words. It was a spectacular premonition that became a reality, and Neil was over the moon. With his fresh wealth, Neil spared no expense. He used it to buy a magnificent mansion steeped in history. The Grade 2 listed mansion came with its own lake and 400 acres of land. It was a dream come true for Neil and his family. A real-life fairy tale. Neil's win has since brought him fame and fortune, but he remains grounded and committed to living life to the fullest. It's no surprise that his story has inspired countless others to play the lottery in the hope of one day hitting it big. Who knows, their fairy tale could just be around the corner. And number 1, $25.5 million home in Hollywood Hills. Get ready to be startled by the intriguing story of Edwin Castro, the lucky winner of the world's largest lottery prize. After taking home an unbelievable $2.4 billion Powerball jackpot last November, Castro decided to make his wildest dreams come true by purchasing an opulent $25.5 million mansion in the heart of Hollywood Hills. The upscale property boasts 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, an infinity pool, a movie theater, a wine cellar, a game room, a steam shower, a fitness gym, and a sauna. And that's only the beginning. Castro's new home sits among the stars, with celebrity neighbors like Ariana Grande, Dakota Johnston, and Jimmy Kimmel. It's no surprise that this was the most costly real estate sale in Hollywood Hills so far this year. But wait, there's more. The sale was closed on March 1st, just 2 weeks after California lottery officials publicly revealed Castro's identity to satisfy state law. While we don't know much about Castro, we do know that he's one of the luckiest people on the planet. The odds of winning one of just 4 Powerball drawings held in 45 states, Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands, with a jackpot of $1 billion or more, are 1 in 292 million. Castro managed to beat the odds and become an instant billionaire. Despite accusations that he won underhandedly, California lottery officials have confirmed that Castro is indeed the legitimate victor and holder of the ticket with the winning numbers 10, 33, 41, 47, 56, and Powerball 10. Manuel Franco. Manuel Franco was 24 years old and working at Target in 2019. At the time, he was trying to get his bank balance up to just $1,000. We've all been there. But he had no idea his luck was about to change. On his way home from work, he stopped at a Speedway gas station and bought $10 worth of Powerball tickets. He had no idea one of them was about to win him an insane amount of cash. When he checked the tickets a week later, he was happy to see that one of them had won $4. So you can only guess how happy he was when he saw he was holding a jackpot winning ticket. And it wasn't just any jackpot either. It was one of the biggest ever at a whopping $768 million. Even more incredibly, Manuel was the only winner. He went to collect his prize a few weeks later because he first took the time to hire a team of lawyers and financial advisors. He chose the lump sum option, and after taxes, he went home with an unbelievable $326 million in his bank account. That's so much cash, I don't even know how you'd spend it all. The first thing Manuel did wasn't going on a spending spree though. He first quit his job. Wouldn't we all do that? Then he did something pretty unusual. He went back to Target and bought a stack of gift cards, which he loaded with $200. He tried to hand them out to customers, but unfortunately, most people thought it was some kind of scam and refused to take them. One person who did take one chose to give it to someone else she thought needed it more. Since then, we haven't heard much about Manuel. However, he's issued a statement through his lawyer that scammers are using his name. This is a pretty common scam, actually. The thieves contact people saying they're a lottery winner who's generously giving away money. All you have to do is send them a little money to cover the wire transfer fee. Obviously, it's all a lie, and they disappear after their victims send the wire transfer fee. Anyone who has received a message like this is advised to inform the FBI. So, we don't know what Manuel is doing with his lottery winnings, but he does still have a fancy lawyer, so you can bet he's spending it wisely. If you hit a huge Powerball jackpot, what would you spend your money on? Tell us in the comments, and stick with us for more amazing stories.
I still want to be me. I can't let money change me, but I want to do the right thing and take care of it for the next generation in my family.
Robert Bailey. Robert Bailey was a retired government worker living in Harlem when he finally struck gold. He'd been playing the lottery for 25 years already, using exactly the same numbers every single time since he started. Most people would have given up long before, but it's a good thing Robert stuck to the plan. It sure paid off in the end when he became the biggest Powerball jackpot winner in New York State at the time of his win, $687.8 million. He had to share the jackpot with another winner, but he still went home with a huge chunk of cash. After choosing the lump sum and paying his winner's tax, he still got $125 million. But is he still rich? He definitely hired a team before he picked up his prize, but we haven't heard anything about him since then. That might be a good thing though. Normally, when jackpot winners blow all their cash and end up broke, they're guaranteed to pop up in the news eventually. So, because Robert hasn't been in the news, you can bet he still has a good amount of cash in his account.
How hard was that to keep it?
That was hard. It was really hard, especially when everyone was saying, you know, you're from Melbourne Beach. Did you win? Do you know who won? And we go, no.
Maureen Smith and David Kaltschmidt. Maureen Smith and David Kaltschmidt are a couple originally from Long Island, New York. They didn't have a bad life before winning the lottery. They moved to the coast of Florida in 1991, 10 years after they got married. They lived happily with their 2 children, with Maureen working as an Avon lady and David working as a mechanical engineer. Their kids were already adults when the couple finally hit the jackpot. If you're gonna win the lottery, that draw was the right moment. Maureen and David were one of the 3 couples who struck gold with the infamous $1.6 billion Powerball jackpot. Even after splitting the jackpot 3 ways, losing money by choosing to take the lump sum option, and paying taxes, the amount of cash Maureen and David took home was higher than most jackpot totals. Their bank account now showed a whopping total of $328 million. The family must have been so glad Maureen played the lottery all the time. She won with the same numbers she'd been playing for years. They didn't thank her straight away though. In fact, David was so sure he hadn't won that he thought Maureen was playing a prank on him when he saw all the numbers on her ticket match the draw. Luckily, he was wrong. Just imagine what you could do with all that cash. Well, as it turns out, David and Maureen didn't do that much. Normally, lottery winners immediately buy a huge mansion and a collection of luxury cars, but not David and Maureen. In fact, they're still living in the same $300,000 house as before. They did upgrade their car. David sold his SUV and bought a GMC Yukon Denali, and Maureen got her own Tesla. But that's about it. They're living exactly the same way they did before, except David retired from his engineering job. Maureen still goes shopping at the nearby store where she bought her winning ticket, and she talks to all the same people she did before she became rich. They sometimes give away some of their cash to good causes, but be warned, if you see them on social media or you get an email from them trying to give you money, it's a scam. Can you hit subscribe before another lottery winner blows all their cash? You have 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Loren West. Loren West from Iowa didn't grow up super poor, but she wasn't wealthy either. Even as a child, she worked in the cornfields to earn extra money for her family, plus some spending money for herself. As an adult, she kept working hard, but this time it was because she was a single mom to 3 daughters. But even with all that responsibility, she was doing all right. In fact, she just bought her very first house. That's a pretty big achievement. Her sister was busy helping her move into her new home when they stopped at a local store to pick up a coffee and a pizza to help keep their energy up for the busy day. While they were there, Loren picked up a lottery ticket for the draw that was happening the next day. She did that every week when she had enough spare cash. Then, she spent the rest of the day moving in with her sister. She totally forgot she had even bought a ticket. Well, until the next day when Loren's friend called her to tell her somebody hit the jackpot. That was no small win either. The Powerball jackpot was at a whopping $687 million. Loren obviously wanted to check if her ticket was the winner. But when she went to check her numbers, she realized she couldn't find her ticket. She thought she put it in her purse, but it wasn't there. She called her sister, terrified that she'd lost her ticket in the chaos of her moving. Luckily, her sister started searching for the lost ticket. Loren had dropped the ticket in her sister's truck, and it was safe and sound. She read the numbers out over the phone so Loren could check if they matched. Neither of them could believe it, but she had every single one right. Loren later found out she was one of 2 winners. But even splitting the money, she still got a giant $198.1 million lump sum. She said straight away that she wanted to use her money to help people. But did she? We've all seen lottery winners say that before blowing all their cash on luxury items. So what did Loren choose to really do? She did exactly what she said. She was never a selfish person, and the money didn't change her one bit. She used it to get closer to her kids and grandchildren, who she loved. She even bought a family car instead of a sports car, so all her grandkids could fit in. Then she set up a charity called the Column Foundation. It provides funding to causes like poverty, hunger, and animal and child welfare. Why did she not name it after herself? Because she wanted to name it after her late grandson instead. Plus, you might even have seen her on the Ellen DeGeneres show. She was there to donate an amazing $500,000 to the Travis Foundation, which helps wounded veterans and their families. She's clearly incredibly giving, but handing all that money to charities hasn't hurt her. She's still living exactly the way she wanted to live, with enough cash that she never needs to worry again. I guess some people would rather help others than live a lavish lifestyle. Mavis Wanchik. Before winning the lottery, Mavis Wanchik had been working in patient care at a medical center in Massachusetts for an incredible 32 years. She didn't hate her job at all, but we all know that's a pretty tough thing to do every day for so long. Every day, she dreamed that she might be able to retire early. She just didn't have the money to do it. But she did sometimes play the Powerball lottery as part of her early retirement dream. She would buy quick pick tickets sometimes, but the numbers she chose that won the jackpot were significant dates related to her loved ones. I'll bet she loved those people even more when she won her unbelievable $758.7 million jackpot. Imagine seeing numbers like that, knowing they belong to you. Mavis was also the only winner of that insanely huge jackpot. The second Mavis found out she'd won, she went to collect her prize. Of course, she chose the lump sum, and after taxes, she'd won $336 million. The first thing she did was to resign from her job, taking an early retirement like she'd always dreamed of. She then contacted reporters and spread the story of her incredible win far and wide. That was her one big mistake. There are loads of ways that winning so much cash can go wrong. Mavis didn't blow her prize and end up broke, but all the attention after her big press conference turned her life into a misery. People were turning up at her door constantly, either to ask her questions for the news or worse. Loads of people were hoping to get a piece of her new wealth. It got so bad that the police had to sit outside her house to guard her. There's no news on if this is still happening or not. Hopefully, she's moved now and has managed to get a little more privacy. On the bright side, she still seems to have plenty of cash. John and Lisa Robinson. John and Lisa Robinson were a pretty normal couple from Tennessee. John was in the Air Force before becoming an engineer, and Lisa worked as a dermatologist. Their daughter was already an adult when they hit the jackpot. At the time, John was having to travel a lot for work, which he and Lisa really hated. All they wanted was to be closer as a family, but that's difficult when you don't have much money. One day, John was leaving work when he got a call from Lisa. She told him that she'd heard the Powerball jackpot was a mind-blowing $1.6 billion. She told John it would be a good idea to pick up a few lottery tickets on his way home. John agreed and bought tickets with his loved ones' birthdays and his numbers. Good call. Those dates won the couple an astounding amount of cash, along with 2 other lucky winners. Even after splitting the jackpot with the other winners and paying taxes, the Robinsons went home with $245.8 million. But they seemed like they really didn't know what to do with it. Except for paying off their daughter's student loans, they kept working at their jobs and stayed in the same house. That lasted a while, until they started getting people showing up at their door. Their lawyer had advised them to announce their win to the media, which was definitely the wrong decision. The couple had always been private, and they really hated everyone showing up asking for their money. They have since parted ways with that lawyer, for obvious reasons. They decided they were going to move after all, to try to win back their privacy. They bought a spectacular house with a private lake and a cinema worth $6.2 million. But that's only a small part of their money, and we don't know much more than that, which must mean they've got their privacy back, and they're still rich. Like this video? Then check out this one too.